Right, so let's put these now. Now we've got them all, let's just have a look at our design files and see the color of these. And the first thing I want to do is I want to make Jiva one unit. So at the moment, it's, if you look in the outliner, if you go to Windows Outliner, Windows Outliner, it will throw this up. And at the moment, you'll see that these are actually lots of different groups. So what I want to do is, rather than have groups, I want to just make this one object. So to do that, I'm going to go to Mesh Combine, okay, and then I'm going to select the dental part and I'm going to go Combine. Now if we look in Outliner, you'll see that now I've got two meshes for it all, but I've also got a load of extra nodes and things that I no longer need. So I'm going to select across it all. I'm going to go to Edit, Delete All by Type, and then go History. Now I can come in here and I can actually delete this out. So I can just delete them out. So I'm left with this. I'm going to double click on it and call it Jiva, and I'm going to double click on this and call it Dental. Okay, so now I've just got two pieces of geometry in there. Okay, and they're in smooth mode, which is 3. So now we've done a little bit of tidying up, we can start to put these into the colors. So let's have a look at the colors that we're going to be putting this logo into. Okay, here it is. So as you can see, it's on this kind of beige background. It's a bright kind of pink, and the dental part is in white. So I've actually got references for these colors here, but I'm just going to eyeball it because it's 3D and we're going to be lighting it. It's not going to work to exact color matches in any case, so we probably eyeball it and do a proof of it. So this is white, which is lovely. So at the moment I'm just going to put it in a temporary color. I'm just going to select a blend material. If we go to rendering, go to blend material, we're going to select that, and from the attribute editor over here we're going to select the color as white. Okay, now it will appear as a sort of light gray, and that's because it's lit. So with this one we're going to do exactly the same. We're going to make it a blend again, and this time we're going to choose this kind of pinky color, bright pinky color that we've got going on down here, which is roughly what it is. And there we go, we've got our colors in now, so that's good. And finally we're going to group these two pieces. So if I go into Windows now Outliner, at the moment we've got these as two separate pieces, which means it's hard for us to move one, and we want to move them both. So what we can do, Control Z, I'm going to select them both and I'm going to press Control G to group them, or you can go to, where is it, I'm not used to using this, I think it's Edit, Group, so we can press that, or Control G, which is a lot better. So when I hit that, watch the outliner, it'll put it into a group, and we'll call this logo. Now we can still select these individually and move them around if we want to, but if we select in outliner this logo, we can move them both. Okay, and finally what we're going to do is select all this, and we're going to go to modify and then freeze transformation. Now what I want to do is, with this logo picked here, I'm going to move this anchor point for this group to the base. So I'm going to press the insert key on the keyboard, and I'm going to hold the V, and I want to snap it to one of the bottom vertexes on the bottom of one of these letters. That one will do, or the edge there. Okay, now I'm going to press insert again, and now you'll see that this will have appeared when you hit group. It will appear down the bottom, and this will be much easier for us to snap it to this grid. The moment we're going sort of halfway through the grid, but if we now click this green arrow for up and press X, it will lock to the grid. Do you see that? It's locked to the ground plane now. So I can move it anywhere I like. So as I'm going up, if I hold the X key, it will snap to the grid with the X key. I could also snap it to grid points here by pressing the X key and pulling one of these arrows, it would snap it forwards to these places. So I've got it exactly where I want it, or I could snap it that way as well. That's about in the middle, so that's where I want it. So finally, just save this out, make sure you saved it, and we'll move on to the next lesson.